I don't agree with Andrew Tate all the time. Matter of fact, I probably agree with him, maybe 70% of the time, maybe 2/3 of what he says, I agree with. But every now and then he says a statement that kicks me in the pants so hard, man. Such a wake-up call. He has a way with words. I'm going to play what he said, and then I'm going to discuss what I got from it.
Imagine you lost everything. Are you going to freeze to death? Like the 1800s where you lose your house because you've been evicted by Indians or whatever as you were trying to cross the frontier and they ran up on your wagon and scalped your wife. Like, that's not going to happen. No one's going to scalp your wife. No one's going to murder your kids. You're not going to freeze to death. You're not going to get typhus. You know? You're sitting there worried about trying hard. Oh, what happens if I fail? Basically nothing. It's free spins. You're just going to win. In the end, if you keep spinning, you're going to win. And if you lose, what happens? Oh, you have a little bit less money. Oh, you can't buy champagne in an overpriced beach club for a few months. Who gives a shit? You're always going to have food. You're always going to have somewhere to sleep. It's always going to be warm enough. How bad can it really go? We talk about the world being a bad place, but it's actually better than ever. Truthfully, despite the fact they print endless money and they rob us all and the politics aren't real and there are no elections, truthfully, the world's probably more peaceful than it's ever been. Europe's not at war. The Teutonic Knights are not going to come and chop your balls off. You're scared of trying in case you fail. What's the price of failure, really? The true price of failure is sitting there living, not knowing if you could have made it or not. Because most of you, even though you have a shitty, brokey job, your life's fine. You go to work, you waste your time, you waste your life, but your bills are paid, you get to eat every day, your dick gets wet now and again, your life's fine. What's the punishment for not trying? The punishment is wondering, could your life have been better? If you have no shame, if you're not the kind of person with honor and dignity, then you don't feel a punishment. You just get to work your bullshit job and have your bullshit life. But if you have any kind of shame, you sit and wonder, could I be doing more? The punishment's self-inflicted. There is no price for failure anymore. You can do whatever you want. You can try a new business today. You can try and make money right now. It could all go wrong. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? You're going to get the bubonic plague. Are you? You're going to end up getting hung, drawn, and quartered. Fucking nothing's going to happen. So stop being a bitch and try anyway. It's better to try and fail and know you couldn't do it than sit and wonder what your life could be if you stop being a lazy piece of shit. Imagine you...
Okay. That was from his Instagram, by the way, if anybody wants to look that up. That was from his official Instagram page. I just saw that today before I was going to the gym. Nothing like a little motivation to get you going. But just to discuss my main takeaways, of course, in true Andrew Tate fashion, he says some off-the-wall stuff, some random crazy comments, but that's what he does. But I want to focus on what he was talking about when it came to the price of failure. Because the risk versus reward is lower risk and higher reward than it has ever been. And that's one thing that he didn't say it like this, but he did say the world is safer. It's easier now than it's ever been, or safer ever been, however he worded it. But look, I was thinking about this on my way to the gym. Back in the day, when America was first being colonized, or whatever you want to call it, when people would, migrate, from overseas, from Europe or wherever they were coming from, Asia or wherever, and settling in the East Coast, and they wanted to come out west, the Oregon Trail he referenced to. I was thinking, like, people was seriously taking their families and going out west, risking being attacked by Native Americans, being attacked by random bandits and thieves, wildlife, starvation, drought, disease, and all kinds of stuff, just so they can make it west and have a steady, decent paying job. They were risking their entire lives, their entire family's lives, for a chance to live worse than what I'm living right now. They were risking death to live worse than what I'm living right now, because I have a slightly above average paying job in the town that I live in, because I live in a very cost of living town in Randolph County, North Carolina. My income is well above the median household income. And you know, I can pay all my bills with 1 week's check. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. But I have my cars paid, both of my cars are paid for. I can vacation, 4 to 6 times a year. I'm maxed out my Roth IRA, contribute 10% to my 401k, has emergency fund, all that good jazz. And I travel pretty well. And they risked their lives and their families' lives to live a life that was going to be worse than mine. And that was the dream. And here I am to possibly live like a millionaire or multimillionaire, billionaire even. What I risk is next to nothing in comparison. A few $1,000s. Hours of my time per week. The things that I can gain, the high level of reward versus the low level of risk that I have to put out today, or anybody has to put out today. There are so many people making 6 and 7 figures from YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. People are making 6 and 7 figures off of Facebook for making videos daily. People are coming up with supplement brands and all kinds of e-commerce, and they're doing all these things, freaking learning something that seems to, for the general public, seems like a BS skill, but because they have a niche that a few people want, they can create a course and make thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of dollars off of it with little to no risk. And the things that they can gain versus the things they have to risk is so small in comparison to what people would give their lives for. And that's just here in America, because there are people right now in other countries that would literally kill to take my place right now. That is mind-blowing when you think about it. And for me to have all these resources and stuff in front of me, all these tools that I can improve my life on in this country that I'm in, and to not take advantage of it just because a little money, a little time, and maybe a little to a lot of pride, is absolutely mind-boggling. And going forward, I'm going to keep that perspective in mind and make moves to do what I need to do. And I hope that you do what you need to do too. Because I promise you, no matter how bad you are, if you're able to watch this from a phone or a laptop, then you're doing better than so many people in the world, and definitely better than the people who came before us hundreds of years ago, who had to struggle just to have a normal job. They risked their lives just to not be homeless. And here we are, can't even try. Don't tell me that you can't try, because I know you can. Anyway, Uncle Stepbro out.